Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Lead, Sell, Grow. My name is Konovalov, and I'm your host. And this, I think, is episode 175. Holy cannoli! If I counted that right, because I record a few in advance. Anyway, I want to thank you for constantly watching. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope that this is valuable for you. If you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and subscribe, like it, share it if you like the content, because this episode is going to be freaking awesome. That I can guarantee you. I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me as I was training some sales leaders just a couple of days ago. And I think this lesson can be helpful to anybody who's leading a team, not just a sales team, but any team. Before we get started, I want you to know that I started Relentless Goal Achievers. It's a group for people who want to get to that next level, who just need some coaching, who want to be surrounded in the environment that helps you grow. It's an amazing group. It's only $47 a month for founding members. We are in week 3. So the first 50, I think we're at 40 members now. First 50 people will get it at $47. Then the price goes up. The link is below. So be sure to click on it and join the group so we can spend some time together. Twice a week, we do a live Q&A and coaching call in a group. There's a teaching call. The community is just awesome and responsive. Anyway, super cool group. Hope you're in there. All right. So this episode is all about inspiring your team. I was doing a sales training. One of the trainings I do is how do you sell to different personality styles. You guys see those birds behind me? They're not just birds because I'm a bird lover. Those represent the disc model. So your eagle is the D, the parrot is the I, the S is the dove, and the C is the owl. I like using the birds because they're more memorable than letters and they stick. You guys already know what, a personality style of an eagle is like, right? They're dominant, they're decisive. So there's a certain way you want to sell to them that's going to be different than selling to a dove or an owl. Anyway, that's not what this lesson's about. At the end of my really badass presentation, because I over delivered, I'm not cocky, I'm confident. At the end of this presentation, I said, guys, I'm not just, a disc trainer. I'm a coach for sales leaders. I'm a coach for salespeople, for entrepreneurs. What questions do you have that I can help you with? And one of the guys, he raises his hand. They're in a solar industry. And he says, I took over a sales team. They are set in their ways. They're kind of senior and I can't get them to go knocking on doors. How do you inspire? How do you motivate that team? How do you motivate those individuals? So I paused for a second because I thought it was a really good question, right? I mean, I believe motivation comes from inside. If you don't have motivated salespeople, like, why do you have them, right? But I get it. He took over this team. I'm sure he doesn't want to have layoffs right away, and that's not something I recommend. I'm confident we can help train people up. So it took me a second. I asked him, I said, tell me about your one-on-ones. And he kind of paused. I said, before you do that, why do your people come to work? And there was like a blank stare in the room and you could see it. You can almost feel it like, uh-oh, nobody knew why their people come to work. And so that's what inspired this podcast episode. And I'm going to give you 3 things that a leader must do in order to inspire their team. All right, here we go. Number 1, know why they come to work. They don't just come to work for a job. The job is just a tool for them to get whatever they want. I remember as a young sales manager, I got a young rep that came to me right out of college. And so we were sitting down in our one-on-one, and I asked her, I said, so what is it that, what are some of your short-term goals? What do you want? She said, well, I really want to go on a cruise in 6 months. I said, okay, do you know which cruise? She said, no. I said, okay, great. Go home tonight, find the cruise, see how much it is, print all that out and bring it. Let's take a look at it so we can come up with a plan for you to get to the cruise. She said, okay, great. Next day we sit back down. I'm super stoked, right? Because we're working on our dream. Hey, as a leader, you got to be stoked to help people achieve their dreams. So we're sitting down and I'm looking at the cruise. I said, wonderful. All right, now we know the cost. We know the cruise. How much do you need to sell to be able to get there? came up with the number. Great. And I just don't remember the numbers now. It's been years. So we took that cruise and we kind of posted it all over her cubicle. The ship, the islands that she was going to stop at, her and her boyfriend, like everything was in the cubicles. Every single one-on-one after that was geared towards her getting close to the cruise. Did she have a quota to hit? Absolutely. Did I talk about it? No. The only thing I talked about was how much do we need to sell to get you to the cruise? Where are we to our goal? Where do you need help? Right? You know what? She went on a cruise. And the coolest part was that right after that cruise, she came back and she's like, Eric, I know what I want. I know what I want next. I'm like, what? She said, I think back then it was like an Infinity G35, coupe. I said, all right, tonight, go home, go to the Infinity website, get all the options you want, print that out, and let's start this process all over again. Within a year, she had her Infinity. I'm talking to you about a young lady who just graduated college, didn't have a whole lot going on in her personal life. And that may or may not be the people that are on your team. However, the people that are on your team, they have kids that they might want to send to private school. They have dreams of possibly opening a side business. They have dreams of owning rental properties. They have dreams of having a certain amount in their investment account for retirement. As leaders, we got to know that. And if they don't want to tell you that, then you haven't earned their trust. So take a step back, maybe get a couple leadership books. I highly, highly recommend books by John Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Even better ones, probably Leadership Gold. Those two books are essential for any leader. Patrick Lencioni, he's got some great stuff. Simon Sinek has some great stuff. You can't go wrong with them, right? So get some books on leadership, figure out what you can do to inspire them. And as you read these books, you'll get more ideas. But number one, know why your people come to work. What is their why? Like Simon Sinek says, right? Start with why. What's their why? Why are they coming to work? Know what they want to accomplish in 6 months, 12 months, 5 years. Where do they see themselves? Have those conversations, because those are the conversations that are inspiring. You know what's not inspiring? A freaking spreadsheet with here's how many calls you were supposed to make and you didn't make those. Okay, cut that out. All right, they're all adults. Let's leave that crap alone. Let's figure out what is it that they want and help guide them to their goals. Trust me, when you're working alongside them to achieve their goals, guess what? You're going to achieve your goals. That water is going to raise all the ships. All right. So let's do that. Number 2, show them, don't tell them, right? Show them. You want them to make more cold calls? Get out in the field with them. Hey, John. Hey, Mary. What are you doing on Tuesday? Or what day are you cold calling this week? What day are you knocking on doors? And this is just for cold calling. And I mentioned that because he wanted his rep to make more door knocks, right? They're selling solar panels to B2C. So they're going to different homes and then knocking on doors. I asked him, I said, well, how often are you out there knocking on doors with him? What do you think the answer was? Never. I said, look, you got to get out there. If he sees you doing it, he'll do it, right? That's inspiring. When we see our leaders doing the stuff they want us to do, that's inspiring. In the Marine Corps, we had this phrase, we'll charge hell with a water pistol for that guy. And I had a CO like that. And he was amazing. And we would do anything for him. Why? Because no matter what we had going on, during Toys for Tots season, for example, I was at the Reserve Support Unit at the time, and we ran Toys for Tots program for 22 counties in North Carolina. During Toys for Tots season, we would be up, I think like 4:30 in the morning, already sorting, packing, on the news, getting our boxes out. And we're not done until about 11 p.m. And guess what? The CEO was there with us at 4 in the morning, and he was there with us at 11 p.m. And that's the kind of guy you want by your side. Hey, are you someone who's got big aspirations, big dreams, big goals? You've got this far, and now maybe you're stuck. Maybe it's with how do I open a business? Maybe it's how do I close my biggest client? Maybe it's how do I find that relationship and keep it? Whatever that next level of success may be for you, what I know is one-on-one coaching and one-on-one mentorship can be super unaffordable for everyone. And that's exactly why I started Relentless Goal Achievers. It's a group coaching tribe for like-minded, growth-minded individuals who want to get to their next level of success. And I made it super affordable. As a matter of fact, for the first 50 members, it's only $47 a month. That's for our founding members. And after that, it's going to go up to $67 a month. It's affordable either way. I invite you to check out the group and learn more about it. And if me and you need to have a call just so I can answer some questions for you, I'm happy to do that. Leave me a message with this podcast and we'll schedule a call. But check out the link somewhere in the description of this podcast episode. It should give you enough information of what this group is about. At the time of this recording, we have 35 members. There's 15 more spots left for that $47 slot. And I hope I'll see you in the tribe because I know I can help move that needle for you. And that's exactly why I made it super affordable. I want the masses to experience the power of a coach that can help them get to their next level. I'll see you in the tribe. I'll give you another example. Here's a shameless shout out to my buddy, my F3 boy, Big Mac. Tommy Matty is his name, and he is a partner in a new chicken restaurant called Slim Chickens right here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Now, Tommy may be a partner. He's got other business partners. They have tons of different ventures, but he's in charge, solely in charge of opening this restaurant, hiring the staff and everything like that. I'm going to butcher this number, but he's worked 160 something days straight nonstop as he was launching this restaurant, hiring people, training his team, everything. And I asked him, why don't you take a break? He said, because I want to set the pace for how I want the restaurant to be. I want my management team, I want my leaders to see me in there working. And you can walk in there and Tommy's greeting people. Tommy will be the one wiping the table. If your chicken sandwich is cold for some reason, he will go get you a new one in the dessert and tell you, hey, I'm so sorry for your inconvenience. He'll mop up the floors. He'll play with your baby. He is the epitome of what a good leader is. And if you Google Slim Chickens, or if you go on the Facebook group in Lakewood Ranch and just type in Slim Chickens, you're going to see so many comments about Tommy. Oh, the owner of the place is so amazing that, some people know him by name. Others just think he, just say the owner of the place. They're talking about my buddy Tommy. He is setting the pace. And if you're running a sales team, guess what? Or any team, set the pace. Show them, don't tell them. All right. Number one, know their why. Number two, show them, don't tell them. Whatever you expect them to do it first. When we had blitzes, like cold calling blitzes back in my Xerox days, I partnered up with people and we'd go out and have little competitions on who can get most cards, meetings, whatever it was. I was there with them. It was more fun. And it's more fun for you as a leader to be with your team. Guess what? You're going to create some memories, some stories, all kinds of cool stuff. But just get out of your office and get out there with them to show them that what you expect is possible because you do it too. All right. Number three is effective one-on-ones. One-on-ones are crucial, okay? But we do them wrong. Even if you have a one-on-one every single week, which you should, you absolutely should have a one-on-one with your reps every week. But it's not to go over a spreadsheet. It's not to get an update on whatever they got going on. Maybe schedule a separate meeting for that, right? You should have those meetings. I'm not saying don't. This one-on-one is slightly different. This is more of a coaching session than anything else. And the difference between coaching and managing is in coaching, you get them to commit. You get them to come up with the answers. You get them to tell you what they're going to do. And then they stay more committed. So here's how a one-on-one should flow, right? First, establish a goal, right? So let's say I'm going to mention my rep. We'll call her Mary. Let's say with Mary, it was go on a cruise. So every week when she comes in, she's like, hey, is your goal still going on a cruise? Because sometimes goals change, right? They could change their goals. We want to make sure we're still working towards the same goal. All right, great. How are you doing towards your attainment of it? Are we on plan, right? That's our goal. We had a plan. How are we doing with the plan? Doing great or not so great? I'm stuck. Okay, well, tell me about where you're stuck. What roadblocks are you facing? Well, I've knocked on 100 doors. I made 200 phone calls. Nobody's calling me back. Huh. That's interesting, Mary. What do you think you can do differently? You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying say this, or I'm not giving any answers at this point. I'm like, what do you think you could do differently? Because I don't know what she's truly done. She knows what she's done. So, hey, tell me, what do you think you can do differently? Well, maybe I could change up my script, but I don't really know how. Or maybe I could drop off cookies, or maybe I could go to networking events and see who's selling to these people and connect. Whatever it is, they're going to come up with the right answer, right? You just want to facilitate that discussion. Great. So what do you want to commit to? I mean, you made a really good list of things that you're going to do differently. What do you want to commit to so I can hold you accountable? Well, all right, I'm going to reach out to so-and-so. I'm going to network with these people. I'm going to drop off cookies here. Great. When do you want to do that by? Let's get that on your calendar. Okay, I'm going to do this on Tuesday, Wednesday, boom. And you as the leader, you're taking these notes. Wonderful, Mary. Before you go, let me ask you something. Where can I help you? Where do you think I can be of assistance? Well, if do you mind role playing with me? Do you mind listening to me on the phones? Do you mind going to the networking event with me just to give me feedback on how I present myself? Whatever they need help with, I don't mind at all. If I can do it, I'll do it. And as leaders, that's how you coach your team for optimal performance. What doesn't work is, well, just make more calls. You've made 100. Well, clearly, sales is a numbers game. So if you made 100, listen, you can make 10,000 terrible calls, right? And they'll tell you, well, a broken clock is right twice a day. And maybe you'll get 2 meetings out of that. But if you keep saying the wrong stuff to the wrong people at the wrong time, nothing's going to happen. So instead of telling, you got to coach them. And coaching them is getting them to come up with the right ideas, because look, you've done your job. You've hired amazing people to work on your team. And you have to, as John Maxwell says, put a 10 over their head. Give everybody a 10. View them as fully capable. Everybody's fully capable to be successful. And once they prove to you that they're not, then you can probably look for changes, right? Maybe you can promote them to customer, as I like to say. Anyway, guys, this is it. 3 things to inspire your team, inspire your sales team, inspire any other team. Know why they come to work, show them, don't tell them, and have effective one-on-ones. If you need help in any one of these areas, be sure to click on the link in the comments somewhere. Join Relentless Goal Achievers. It's only $47 a month. Only $47 a month. Come in to one of the live coaching sessions. Tell me what your issues are. Let me coach you through it. Let me help you get to the next level. I know I can. I've been doing it since 2015. I am really good at it. And the environment we've built in that community is amazing, full of entrepreneurs. There's only 40 now, but by the time you listen to this, there'll be more. Full of entrepreneurs, full of sales professionals who are out there every single day to grow their business. And that's the environment you want to be in. And I want to help you. All right, guys, with that said, thank you so much. If you have not done so yet, hit that subscribe button. Share this with your sales leader who's not leading you the right way. And I want to thank you for your time. Have a good day, everybody.